Hi Aquarius, and welcome to your April 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign this month. Welcome back, Aquarius. Let's talk all about you and your oncoming month. So you got to calm it down a little bit. I'm feeling like your energy is just like soaring through the roof. You might be having a little bit of nervous energy coming in, as right when I'm getting into your energy, I'm kind of like... feeling like the trust is lacking a little bit, and I'm also feeling like at the same time I want to move really quickly. So some of you are just like realizing some things about your decision-making process that you might not be totally happy with. Some of you are just now realizing that things are not guaranteed, or that there's a need to like just trust the moment, or kind of let go and let God type of energy coming in for sure. That's going to be a big thing for you guys to get through this time well, is sort of letting go of nervous energy and needing to sail into calmer waters. Okay, so you're a very healthy sign right now, and you've got a lot of potential for prosperity. Jupiter and Saturn are in your sign, and really not much can go that wrong, but it does really amp up your mind and your conscious thoughts, like get magnified, and you might be having a lot more thoughts in a day than you've had before, okay? So don't be afraid to make things fresher this month. As you guys know, I do intuitive messages, then I do the week-to-week tarot forecast, and then I do an extended reading on Patreon. But getting into these intuitive messages, freshen it up a little bit is the first thing coming up. Liven it up a little bit. Balance it out as well. Maybe try to work a little bit less. Something's feeling worn out and exhausted. You've got the Four of Swords and the Nine of Wands coming up, so it's feeling like you need a breather. You're needing to rest. You're needing to not sacrifice all of your energy this month. You've got Death reversed and the Emperor reversed, so trying to authorize a change at this point in time, trying to really make things different now is kind of getting a little bit late, especially at the end of April. So I would definitely recommend those of you who need to make a big change or need to do something in your life, like something has to be done, to try to do that before the third or fourth week, especially of April. In the first or second week, if you haven't already done it since the equinox in March. Also, I think that you, resting the mind is of paramount importance for you this month. Really identifying if there's a tendency to catastrophize things or to seek out that worst case scenario, especially those of you Aquarius people with Scorpio placements. That's all the fixed signs are having this a little bit right now, but especially Aquarius and Scorpio feel to me to be very like conscious of what could go wrong or what could be a problem, or all of the potential negative results that a situation could yield seem to be very perceptible to you right now. And there is a test coming up this month about how much will you trust in your path, how much will you trust in your decision-making process, and what is that process entailing of? That's what keeps coming up, the decision-making process. So what can we do to foster a healthier decision-making process? Sobriety first and foremost. 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, no more, no less. Really comprehending our present moment, so not getting too caught in the past or the future, is another way to have a good decision-making process. Understanding where we're gonna be though, nonetheless, like despite being in the present moment, having a comprehension of where like the next year roughly is taking us is another really good way to have a healthy decision-making process. And then honesty, okay? So clarity in your words, clarity in your actions, honest conveying of your momentum is another really great way to polish up that process. And with those 4 or 5 ideas behind you, you're kind of an unstoppable force. You're getting a lot of karma back this month, and you will for the rest of this year. Justice upright coming in to really even the playing field, to really set things into the motion that they need to start from. So again, it's a good starting point for you here. And essentially get your body more healthy, get your mind more healthy if you can, and you're going to have the abundant energy to get through this year with a lot more positive things in your life. Any other intuitive messages that we need to go through for Aquarius before the week to week? The last thing that I would just say is remembering that you're super activated right now. Okay, remembering that you've got a lot of planets in your sign. I mean, Jupiter and Saturn only, but Pluto is slowly moving towards your sign as well. So for a lot of Aquarians, I mean, the next few decades are very, very activated. Not sidelined, not peripheral, not indirect, but direct. Right in front of you, right in your conscious sphere are a lot of the collective issues, okay? So there is a collectivist approach perhaps that you might be taking right now. And I could see that without the proper care or the proper health, that could lead you to deny certain individual considerations about yourself or others. So do try to remember like your individual needs, the individual needs of other people around you, to hold with some of these more collective pursuits that are coming in for you. And as I'm talking about your energy, Aquarius, my voice is not really wanting to go too far into it. So on one hand, I feel that maybe you're holding back words or you're holding something back. Maybe you have such a good idea or you have such a good intellectual property or something that you're kind of worried to put it out there because you know how brilliant it is. That's very possible for many Aquarians. But also I feel that you're worried about criticisms or you're worried about other people taking a negative approach to you and therefore giving you less energy, making you not feel well, making you not feel confident. So you're kind of safeguarding your confidence this month. And I think that that's recommendable for you for now until you're really ready to go full force into what it is that you're thinking about. Let's talk about the week to week for you all. Week 1, 6 of Swords, rooted down by 4 of Swords. Healing week, okay? Getting healthier emotional environment. Taking a bit of time off even in the first week is recommendable. Even if you're not taking time off, try to make time for napping or for cleanse or for pondering the ways that your life could be better or healthier. Okay. Also, beware of people forging you as the creator of their well-being. So a 6 of Swords can be a sort of codependent energy, whereas you can see the one person is rowing the boat and the other people are just kind of there and they're not seeming very healthy. They're covered. They're kind of hunched over a little bit and they're right by those swords. So there can be people who aren't too well or who aren't strong, basically, who are trying to get by on your strength. So you might have to compensate for other people, or people might like need a loan of money from you. People might need to stay at your house for a little while. People might need to borrow your car. People might need to I don't know, borrow your credit card or something like that. That's kind of what I'm feeling for you all. And I don't think that you're emotionally connected to it. And I think that there's a lot of opportunity for that for the foreseeable future. So just it's a kind of a heads up. Like I wouldn't advise you one way or another on things like that. It kind of depends on the situation. But it's just first week of April probably has someone needing something from you. Okay. And what I do feel really clearly about it is that you are more so those hunched over people than you are the person rowing the boat, but you're being put into the rowing the boat position, okay? So that's why 4 of Swords is also there, because it's like, what energy do you have to give? You know, what money do you have to give? It might not really be as much as you think, and it might you might actually need more time in a healing solitary space than being in a like provider or lender type of space, because it feels like you're getting like merged together in those two things, and it could kind of trick you up in the future. But what I will say is there is an opportunity to have a lot more emotional ease in your life starting in the first week of April, and a lot more contemplation, a lot more predictability, quiet solitude, and that feels very positive. Week 2, you've got the moon rooted down by 2 of Pentacles reversed. So something's not clear. There's confusion. This is happening to everybody in April. We are overcoming our own confusion. So that's why I was kind of suggesting also like a cleanse, or maybe less caffeine, or anything that kind of stimulates, or anything that changes your mood or your perception of reality is probably not a good thing, because I'm feeling you guys to be pretty confused or pretty frazzled. Very nervous energy again, which is not atypical for any air sign. But I will say you're looking to have more of a straight line wind than you are a tornado. Okay. Things should kind of just directly move in a straight line instead of swirling around and repeating over and over and over again. And I'm feeling more of a swirl in the second week. Something is not what it seems in your life. Maybe somebody has lied to you. Maybe somebody has misled you on something. Maybe you've misled yourself as to what a certain decision-making process is. Again, 2 of Pentacles is a decision to make, a choice to make, and it's reversed. So you're hesitating to make a choice. You're hesitating because you're maybe not clear, with the moon being a lack of clarity or fogginess or confusion. You're not maybe clear about what certain choices do for you. And no one is right now. There's a huge collective confusion right now about long-term decision-making processes. So trusting that it will clear up, and I think that it will for you, especially by like Gemini season of 2021. So that's coming up like May, June. And if you have the ability to postpone things, it's not bad. But I will say all planets are direct, and usually the right decisions are happening one way or another right now. So it's really up to you. Week 3, you've got Justice rooted down by Death reversed. So third week, 2 major arcana cards. Very memorable week, okay? Karmic reset in the third week. Getting karma, whether positive or negative, in the third week. Having kind of going back to square one, your pass and go, collecting $200 type of thing. With Death reversed, though, you're unwilling to make the transformations you thought you might. You're pulling back. You're taking a more careful, cautious approach to things instead of just changing, making all these huge changes, which is interesting to see, and probably making you more powerful than you thought. Week 4, you've got the 9 of Wands rooted down by the Emperor reversed. So exhaustion. 9 of Wands has been coming up for so many people. We got to be careful to not burn out or exhaust ourselves, as April of 2021 is along with November of 2021. Both of those are the 2 most energy consuming months of this year. So keep it in mind, especially if you're getting this reading early, like before April has started, that you really need to pace yourself this month. You really need to employ good time management skills, and you need to have time set aside, because I think something unexpected may come up and you might have to do more with your time than you thought. But you're almost done with something, though. Also, it's like the finals week for some of you in the 4th week of April. It's the last leg of a company project or something, and you do need to push through it. And you need to understand how you could have been more executive, or how you could have managed things better. The Emperor reversed is saying that there was a disempowerment, or you weren't really in charge of something that you thought you'd be in charge of. So wrapping your head around that's really important, and it probably all comes back to the energy that you have. 4 of Swords, 9 of Wands, 6 of Swords, Death reversed. You're feeling drained to me, and that's not very characteristic with having Jupiter and Saturn conjunct in your sign. And I can barely talk. Like, your energy is kind of worn, okay? And don't freak out about it, Aquarius. I almost said Aries, so especially for those of you with Aries in your chart, don't freak out about this, because this is a beautiful coming of age moment for you, where you realize that you're so activated, you're so needed, you're so necessary to certain situations, that it's like, how much can one person do, and that you're going to answer that for yourself in the month of April, it would appear. So anyway, Aquarius, let's talk more about that in the extended reading. We'll talk more about energy management. We'll talk more about how to know like where your energy is being placed correctly and what these, right decisions are. You can click the center of your video to get the extended reading. The Patreon page is great. I do weekly forecasts. You can get all these readings early and ad-free over there. And with your one subscription, you get the weekly forecasts, early extended readings, and more. So definitely come check it out if you're interested. And let's jump over for that extended now.